Now to the controversy over a transgender high school athlete in the Inland Empire. NBC4's Conan Nolan is in the newsroom with President Trump's demands, the governor's response, and the competitor caught in the middle of all of this. Conan.
That's right. The president's social media post was followed today by a new rule change from the governing body of high school sports in California. It's an open question, though, if that new accommodation will satisfy the White House. The president's threat came in the form of a Truth Social post directed to Governor Gavin Newsom. The apparent topic, 16-year-old Jurupa Valley trans athlete A.B. Hernandez, who over the weekend finished first in both the triple jump and long jump at the Southern Section Masters meet at Moore Park High School, and is now qualified for the CIF State Track and Field Championships. The president posting that the governor continues to allow men to play in women's sports and threatening to withdraw all federal funding from the state if his executive order banning trans athletes from competing in women's sports isn't adhered to. During a news conference last month, the governor said he was seeking a remedy for what he had earlier called the unfairness of biological males competing in women's sports.
We work with experts. We literally were talking to some of International Olympic Committee experts. We talked to our own state experts. We were trying to figure this out and couldn't figure it out.
Hours after the president's post, the California Interscholastic Federation announced what it called a new pilot entry process for the state finals. The wording seems to indicate that any biological female athlete who just missed advancing to the state championships because a trans athlete finished ahead of her would still be invited to compete. The governor's office today applauded the move. Democrats in the legislature recently killed two bills that would have banned trans athletes from women's sports, which again sparked the ire of conservative media. Fox News interviewing one of the young women who lost to Hernandez in competition.
All these athletes work really hard, and I'm sure AB works hard too, but there are just certain genetic advantages that biological males have that biological girls don't.
In an interview with the Los Angeles-based news site Capital and Main, Hernandez defended her competition, pointing out that she is not currently ranked nationally and has easily been outjumped by girls from states that ban what is called gender-affirming care.
Now you have no proof that I can't be beat.
Newsom on his podcast had angered trans activists by agreeing that trans athletes competing against girls was unfair. Recently, he's tried to downplay the issue.
You're talking about a very small number of people, a very small number of athletes.
Now, in the meantime, we are trying to confirm with the governor's office a report from our sister station, KCRA-TV in Sacramento, which is reporting that they have been told there will be 3 award levels at the state track and field finals: boys, girls, and trans athletes. Once again, nothing of that yet on the CIF website. I'm Conan Nolan, NBC4 News.